Starting right off from what's coming in from the US, former US President Donald Trump has pleaded not guilty after being indicted for the third time in 4 months. Trump appeared in the Washington court on Thursday to face criminal charges on his wide-ranging attempts to overturn the 2020 US elections and also over his role in the January 6th Capitol riots. Trump and his allies have been accused of promoting false claims that the 2020 elections were rigged, as well as of pressuring state and federal officials to alter the results. Trump faces charges on 4 felony counts, including conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction of an official proceeding, and conspiracy against the rights of citizens. The most serious charge carries a maximum prison sentence of 20 years.
The former president was briefed by the magistrate judge about the 4 counts that he faces against him and the prison time, which would add up to decades in prison, were he to be convicted of those crimes. There wasn't really much discussion beyond that about the case because this was an initial hearing, but they set a future hearing for later this month and indicated that they want the case to move as quickly as possible.
Trump has been released on minimal conditions that bar him from communicating with anyone known to be a witness in the case, unless through an attorney. Now, Trump is the frontrunner of the 2024 Republican presidential nominations, and he has been defiant in his response to the indictment. He called it a persecution of a political opponent. Hear it from Donald Trump himself.
This is a very sad day for America, and it was also very sad driving through Washington, D.C. and seeing the filth and the decay and all of the broken buildings and walls and the graffiti. This is not the place that I left. It's a very sad thing to see it. When you look at what's happening, this is a persecution of a political opponent. This was never supposed to happen in America. This is the persecution of the person that's leading by very, very substantial numbers in the Republican primary and leading Biden by a lot.
Trump's latest arraignment follows his court appearance in 2 other cases. One in the New York state charges for his 2016 campaign hush money scheme, and the other, the federal prosecution in Florida that alleges him for mishandling classified documents. Now, despite all the legal woes, Trump's presidential campaign has strengthened as he has been leading in polls, thereby suggesting he remains the first public choice over his Republican rivals. For more on this, we were earlier joined by our correspondent Susan Terani from New York. Susan explains what the presidential race is looking like in the backdrop of these indictments. Listen in.
Many believe that the Democrats ultimately want Donald Trump to become the 2024 Republican nominee so he can have a rematch with Joe Biden. And with each indictment, it seems like he will be. If the current situation is any indication, however, the election campaign will be saturated with rallies and courtrooms, and that's where the coverage, at least from the media, will focus on. Well, understandably. And other candidates, however, will have the disadvantage of not being able to really show themselves or talk about their policies. And if there is a debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, well, one will focus on the other's age, while the other will focus on quote-unquote criminal activities and indictments. The question that many are asking is whether or not these charges against former President Donald Trump really have a merit. And if they don't, well, the warning is that it's creating a very dangerous precedent.